right, hello class. This is the next step. We did some sketches in class, and here's my adaptability for the Adinkra cloth symbols. And the next one I am working on is strength. Okay, so I did this pattern, and then I'm trying to do the swirls. So one of the things I want to do is make the swirl go on the inside. Okay, and then I want the swirl to go on the outside. So I started here to do the outside, and I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to go around, and it's sort of thin, so don't make it too big. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So we start here. And then do the outside swirl. I'm going to start here. And like I said in class, these are handmade, so we want to try to get even, okay? But, you know, these are very handmade. Okay, so right here I was a little light, so I'm going to give it some more space because that will be what I trace. Okay, this edge I'm going to fix here, and I'm going to erase now. Okay, so there it is. Now, I did color this one in, and I did tell you to do that in class. However, since we're only etching into the styrofoam, we won't get the black, so we will only need to outline, okay? So these are the two I want. You should do 3 and then choose the 2 that you want, okay? Now, I'm going to take, this is the correct size. Remember I told you it should be about this big. So I'm going to take and put this underneath and make sure that it is in the middle. Okay, I'm going to move it over so it fits. Okay, so now I'm going to trace the outline of it like she did, only it's a little bit different. So I'm not going to do the black out, you know, shading in. All right, but I am pressing really hard like she did. And we will go over it a second time. I want you to spend time on these. Again, I don't want you to worry about preciseness, but I want it to be neat. And think about these as handmade cultural artifacts that you're making a symbolic cloth that represents ideas that you find interesting, okay, from the symbolism. Okay, now I have to remember to do the turtles, okay, or the turtle shell, okay. The one thing you will want to do before you take your plate off, the print plate, is what we call the styrofoam, is that you want to kind of do this with your finger and make sure you have everything. Okay, so now, there it is. All right, now I want to go over it again. I did make a mistake. I did on my middle part. I don't want you to feel like that's horrible if you do, because I did it too. I'm going to try, now I'm tracing it a second time, to maybe like help that be less obvious, okay? Okay, my mistake was kind of here in the shell. I'm going over it a second time, and I'm gonna try to like veer to the middle more because I was too thin. Okay, so that's my first plate. Okay, so we want 2 of these. All right, so I'm going to do the accountability. I'm sorry, I'm going to do, this is strength. This one here, this was adaptability. This one is strength. So label them. Okay. Centering it. Okay, so that's the one for strength. Now, I will dig into this a second time with a dull pencil. Remember, it has to be wooden pencil. Number 2, no mechanical pencil. Okay, so I want to go over the other one, which is the border. So this is, you should have 3. 1, 2, 3. This is the one I'm doing, and I'm going to add in another central diamond. Okay, you should go all the way through and fill it in so you know if you like it. Okay, so now the second one is just this. I'm going to repeat the border. That was the one in red. Okay, so I'm going to start here. Again, very handmade, just like the Adinkra cloth. Okay. Now I'm going to repeat the other middle triangles and the inner diamond. And maybe a circle. Okay, I'm done. That's my border. These two are going to be my central focus instead of the elephant, all right? Now, this will probably be the most challenging. We're going to get newspaper, and you can put it this way. You don't have to open the whole thing, okay? And you're going to have your 2 plates and then your border, okay? This is the final paper, okay? So, this is a palette we can use. The ones in class may look differently. I'm going to put a little bit of the black, and you can choose to do it like she did in the video with the red for the border, or you can choose to do it opposite, black for the border and red for the characters. So I'm going to trace this one for strength over again because I did not do it. I have, you know, some glitches here with my swirls. Again, these are handmade, so I'm not going to worry too much, but, you know, try to make it even. Okay, so there's my strength. All right, so like in the video, I'm gonna have you submit these to me though first so I can see you're ready, and then also this one, and then I will give you your, we call it ink, but it's tempera paint, okay? So, we have the newspaper to protect it. I'm going to start with the border this time, okay? It's going to be different. I'm going to take the big print, and I'm going to do opposite. You saw her do red border. I'm going to do black. Now, you want to coat it evenly, and it shouldn't be like pools of paint. Just coat it evenly. This is a nice big brush. We will use the flat brushes, but they may not be quite as big, so you're going to have to take some time to get into all the crevices. Okay. Now, we're going to do what she did. This is handmade stuff, so you can press down on it and do like the back of your fingernail. Oops. There's something called spoon printing in the printmaking world where you just take a wooden spoon and press it like this. Okay. So there we have it. We did get some pattern, so I'm going to put less paint on this one. Less paint. And then I'm going to do the bottom. I want to wipe that off with the tissue. You will have the paper towels on the table. Just because, right, I want to press hard, and then this thing is kind of in the way. All right. Okay, now I'm going to take and do it again, and I'm not going to put paint where it's thick. I'm just going to do it where it pressed off. Okay, now I'm going to take and go this way, and like in the video, it's going to go over it. So what I want to do is leave that on the newspaper. Okay. Yeah, I think less is more. I put too much on. So also, this part here, there's a little bit in between. So I'm going to just take and press this section that's already been inked. And just kind of connect. It's a little bit, you know, off, but also, like the rest of hers, they were not 100% perfect. Okay, I could try this one as more ink. Okay, there it is. Now, again, not a lot. I did a little too much on the first ones. So I'm gonna spread it more and less piles of the, it's not ink, it's tempera paint, but I call it ink. Okay. So again, this one will go off the page. So I want to push this up so that it does not go onto my little desk here. I'm going to put it to the edge like she did. And I'm going to press. Okay. Yeah, that's better. I was putting too much ink on before. Okay. Now I have this other little spot, so I'm going to do the same thing. Very carefully, just going to put it here and rub a small section to make it connect. Okay, so experimentally, these were too dark, my first two, so not as much ink. This is a good print. I get my texture, okay? Now we're gonna go to using the red and doing my two Adinkra symbols for adaptability and strength. So it's going to be here, okay? And again, I think last time I used too much, so I'm gonna press it into this, and I want to cover in a rectangle, okay? Okay, so there it is, and I'm going to press on this side. I want to try to line it up so it matches. And again, using my tissue, press for a few back and forth strokes. Okay. There it is. Now I'm going to just take my ink and fill in that little crack. I'm going to do that. Some of you might match it up a little better, but I'm going to make it look like the whole thing was there. Okay. Now, there is my adaptability. So I'm going to do, got some black on there. I'm going to get a new tissue and wipe that off. Okay. Hopefully I got most of that. Now I want to do this in red, like the other one, okay? So, again, not too much, but I want to do it in a rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to try to move around some of this stuff, make a rectangle, and there is a little bit of that black spill, and hopefully it's not too bad. Okay, so now, same thing, I'm going to line it up. There'll be a little space. I think I will put black ink in between. So I'm going to take this edge and line it up where that should be. Okay, so there's that one. I do want to fill in my rectangle. So again, pretending like it is just from the print. I don't want it too dark. Excuse me. Okay, now, I don't think it is wide enough to do one of these, okay? It's kind of too narrow. So I think what I'm just going to do is take a little bit of the black and very, kind of lightly put through a border here. Okay, and then like hers, in this case, I might want to do a red backing. If you want to do it opposite and you have black Adinkra patterns, then you can do the black backing, okay? And we could cut with the scissors the edges that are not quite there. So, some of you may want to make yours a little bigger, okay? And then they would match up and you would not have that little black thing in the middle, okay? So that is the Adinkra printing.